Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this Superliminal Games YouTube video. I'm Dan, I'm back, it's Brawl, Historic Brawl, and we're going to take a look at my all-time favorite Magic lore character, Jodah, and a deck that I have been calling Jodah Starts at 3, because we've also got Karuga as the companion, and everything in this deck costs 3 or more because of that. What are we doing here? We're abusing the fact that we can pay 5 mana rather than the actual mana cost of cards that we cast. So you'll notice that there's a bunch on 3, most of which is ramp. There's some board wipes on 4. There's some board wipes on 5. And extra turn spell, more ramp, Golos, because if you're playing 5-color, why not? I know a lot of people are probably going to say, oh, I just play Golos as the commander, but I have a Golos Brawl deck. I think I did a video on it on the channel. I don't remember anymore, but it's a lot of fun. This is a different kind of fun. Gilded Lotus, just pretty good. And then a raft of 5, 6, 7, 8, and etc. drops, all the way up to Omniscience and Ulamog and Jinji Taxis here at 10. Boy oh boy can this deck get some nasty gnarly stuff, including recently I had a turn where I had Chromatic Orrery out and 5 colors across lands, and was able to cast Nyx Bloom Ancient and then cast Genesis Ultimatum, which then allowed me to put a bunch more lands in play. So I then cast where is she? Elishnorn, and then after that was able to cast Ulamog, the last card in my hand. So that was really exciting. My opponent scooped it after that because, well, I think most people would. So let's get in and see what we can do. My luck so far in the Historic Brawl queues with this has been primarily getting beaten down by combo decks and some aggro decks, and beating pretty much every other deck that I face. So we'll see if we see the combo decks and aggro decks, or if we see the mid-rangey decks and can go that way. Really just looking for 3 lands and a ramp spell, and we can kind of go from there. So we've got Seagate Restoration, Temple of Mystery, Thriving Isle, and Savai Crystal. That's 3 lands. I'm going to play the Seagate Restoration on 1, probably. We're on the play. This is great. And because we also have the ability to cast Jodah with the cards in our hand, so we really need 1 other land that gives us, I think, pretty much any color here. We're going to have the Thriving Isle give us white or red. So we need white or red here, and we are set, solid, sorted, and settled. Because then we can Karn's Temporal Sundering the turn after we play Jodah. We can Hullbreaker Horror, and then just make our opponent's life a living hell. So we'll keep this hand. Start with that tapped, give our opponent the old hello, and we've got, oh, Vadrik, okay, and there's a red source, so that's good, so we're going to make that, give us white, and then next turn we play, okay, what do we got? They want to make Vadrik's power big, alright, so we're going to play this tapped, scrying a land. We'll put that on top because we can play it. And thinking about scrying with a Savai Crystal at this point, but alright, Magda, you got it, opponent. We will keep the Savai Crystal just in case. Play this Riverglide Pathway. We will cast Jodah. So yeah, we are short black mana here, so we're hoping to draw an untapped black mana source, and then we can go to town. Then we can start going to town. Yep, okay, it's daytime. You got it, opponent. You got a treasure token. Nope, go ahead. You got it, opponent. I'll take your 2. I will not play your games. Alright, this works too. We'll pay 2 life. We will... Yep, we'll Brawl's Expertise, bop, bop. And we'll bop that back to their hand. so that they lose the mana. And then we'll play the Savai Crystal and attack them. And now this gives us the ability to Jodah in Hullbreaker Horror, which does have flash, but we'll put it in anyway. And now, assuming they can't kill this Hullbreaker Horror or bounce it back to our hand, we can just tempo our opponent all to hell. We get to take 2 extra turns in a row here while bouncing stuff back to their hand with Hullbreaker Horror. This card's unfair, by the way. I don't know if you've seen this, but card's kind of broken in half. You got it. Alright, concession. Yep. So they could make any instant or sorcery they cast cost 5 less, but they only had a mountain up after that, and we were just going to bounce their entire board back to their hand. So that worked out about as well as we could have hoped. That was exactly the kind of start we wanted. We didn't get there as fast as we possibly could have, but we still got there pretty quickly and started doing disgusting expensive stuff very quickly. The only thing you really need to worry about with Jodah is if they kill him, because it can get a little difficult to do everything you want to do when you're trying to recast a 6, then 8, then 10 mana commander just to get mana cheaty, but the simple fact that you cheat so much mana with this deck kind of still makes that alright anyway. Alright, let's see what Dr. Dank's got for us with Oglor. Alright, so we've got the mana to cast Jodah, and we are green mana away from being able to activate the ability, which will allow us to Zakama into Approach on turn 5. All we need to do is draw green mana in the first 5 turns. Seems good. So let's see what our opponent gives us with Oglor here. Alright, River's Rebuke. So we're going to start with tapped land. Really hoping for green source here, because then we could Zakama into River's Rebuke, and we can approach. I love abusing. I love abusing mana. Give me more mana to abuse. Catgeist, you got it, opponent. Okay, there's a ring. There's our green mana. Means we can cast Jodah on 4 and do the Zakama into River's Rebuke play unless our opponent has a counterspell, which is quite possible. So, Grazalax, our opponent, doing stuff. Definitely drawing a lot of cards. And okay, I think we're still good there. We just have to play this Needle Verge pathway face up. Gotta make red mana next turn. That is thus far the most difficult part of this deck for me, making sure I have the right colors in the right times. Alright, here's Oglor. Bouncing the ring, alright. Puts us off a turn. Still good. Oh, and there's Essica. Interesting. Alright, we're going to put in the Temple since we don't need to cast Jodah this turn. We don't need the Savai Crystal now. Recast the ring. And we really just need to survive. We need to untap with Jodah and this setup we have here. And we don't really need to worry anymore, because then we'll have a 9/9 with Vigilance and Trample and be able to River's Rebuke their stuff back to their hand. Eventually we get to play an Ugin. It's all good stuff. They are drawing a maximum buttload of cards. So I would like to see maybe a board wipe here. Give us a turn, which to be fair we actually have, unless they do something to the Replicating Ring. We have it in the River's Rebuke. I might just go ahead and River's Rebuke all this back to their hand anyway. Especially with all these cards in their hand. Hand's pretty cheap, but definitely still kind of getting greedy here. Okay, 5, 6, go down to 3, up to 4. Gonna do this. Hope they don't have the counterspell. We can play Jodah. And again, maybe make them spend the counterspell this way if they have it. They don't appear to. Alright. So next turn we kind of pop off. Yep. Alright, opponent. They're certainly doing stuff, and it's going to hurt to get hit by them this turn, but all we need to do, like I said, is just untap with Jodah, and things get better. We did not untap with Jodah. Okay. Still got Rivers of Buke on tap here. I'd like to see them tap out, get this Mimic back, perhaps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to go to 5. They get to draw more cards. I fear a counterspell because we're at 5, so... Alright, they're milling themselves. Jack-o'-lantern. They could draw a card. They didn't. Alright, put that in. Here's hoping. Will you give us another turn? If not, we're going to scoop it up. Yep. Scoop it up. Alright, that was aggressive, and having to wait to cast Jodah, getting it bounced to our hand, that was annoying. But, again, like I said, we were in a position where, had we untapped with Jodah, we would have been fine. Even with them having the negate, we still would have had the Zakama. But back at it. That's kind of what I've been seeing anyway, so... Come on, opponents. Where you at? Okay, there we go. Thought we were going to get stuck in queue there for a while. Alright. The Get Frog monster. Alright, we've got 3 land, 2 of which come into play tap, which is fine. Into Ring, into Crystal. Oh, I've got emergency powers. Like that, like that. So we'll go ahead and start with the Temple. Leave the Cascading Cataracts, because it fixes our Jodah mana. Go with Triome. Plus Cataracts is indestructible, not that it actually matters, but we'll go with Cataracts, into Ring. Next turn we'll cast Jodah, play Inventor's Fair. Okay. It's good. Go ahead. Steal one of my ramp targets. Yep, you got it, opponent. Alright, Winding Way. Yep, yep, yep. Hoping to get to the place where we can have things like emergency powers and Nicole Bolas on tap. Hey, even better. Cast Jodah. And put a tap land into play that'll allow us to scry. Approach. No, I think based on what we've got here, we don't need the approach right now. We're going to emergency powers next turn in our main phase. No, never mind, no we're not. Okay. Put that in our command zone. Inventor's Fair. And recast Jodah. And then we're going to Omniscience into Nicole Bolas, into emergency powers, assuming that we untap with Jodah. We just sort of high-rolled into the Omniscience here with a draw 7 in our hand and a very powerful, expensive Planeswalker. Let's see what creature removal they have here. We're getting to the point where we can just cast some of these expensive things too, which is nice, because they're spending resources to kill our commander left, right, and center. Kind of hoping they just go for something like this World Shaper. Yep, sorry, opponent. Okay, just into a concession. Even based just on what they saw, I guess. but we didn't get to play the Omniscience. Win more. We had it just for the emergency powers. Let's do it again. This is great fun, too. I have a Jodah commander deck as well that I built entirely out of things I had on my desk when I built it at the time. So it is by no means optimized, and as a matter of fact, the Jodah is actually just a handwritten proxy on the back of a card, because I just built it recently and haven't actually acquired a Jodah. It was the one card I didn't own, weirdly enough, but going for it soon enough. All right, we're on the draw. We have blue into that, which will give us the Brazen Borrower, and we have Skyclave Relic and Cultivator's Caravan. So once again, we just need to get to three mana. I haven't even needed this Karuga yet, but it just felt good. The World Tree. Haven't seen that yet either. I don't think that I've actually brought Karuga in from my sideboard yet at all, but it just felt necessary. Ooh, opponent bought the nifty pixel art lands. Look at them all schmancy. This bounce non-land? Yeah, non-land. I shouldn't have that. Okay. Next turn we get to 3, we'll take our lumps and get to 3 with untap Godless Shrine, put in probably Skyclave Relic because it's indestructible. Then we cast Jodah, then we go to town again. So we have Zakama again. See, what concerns me here is this, yeah, I'm guessing this is the Illuna Mutate Omniscience Kill You deck that I keep seeing. So, hopefully it's not, because that deck is really annoying. And they're 1 mana away from being able to mutate, so possibly they mutate into Omniscience here. Yep, there's the land. And if we see a mutate, it's probably into Omniscience, and we'll see what they have in their hand. Hopefully no card draw spells or anything, and they give us a turn or two to develop. It'd be nice if they fizzled out. I have definitely lost to this deck more than once. God, these pixel lands look so good. It's going to be an interesting secret lair. Come on, opponent. Just mutate it, my dude. That's indestructible. You go off. You go off, opponent. Because that's a creature. You could, okay, maybe this isn't. Maybe this isn't the combo mutate deck. Maybe this is just a mutate deck. That'd be cool. I would like that. Get a land? We do get a land. That will enter tapped. That will get played. Now do we? Okay, now we mutate into Omniscience. Yes. King Ghidorah. It was the last card in their library? It was the last card in their library? It was the last card in their library. Well, I haven't seen that yet. I guess. Well, yep, that is, I guess, certainly something that can happen. Oh, holy poop, that's amazing. Oh, that makes me so happy. I am so glad we caught that on video. Oh, let's play again. I am so glad we caught that on video. The odds against that are so slim. I mean, it's 1 in however many cards they had left in their library. It's also, I will note, the first time I've beaten that deck. Alright, we gotta face the first sliver. We don't have a 3-mana ramp. They mulliganed. We're far off of Jodah. I'm going to mulligan this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still no ramp, but we have 4. Can't activate the color out of that. Alright, we're hoping for red mana. You're not red mana. You're red mana, though. Good. So now we're hoping for red or black mana. So hoping for some sort of 3-mana ramp here. Alright, Herald's Horn. We're going to choose Sliver. Oh, this is going to be great. Here's our red mana. I'm actually going to put Karuga in hand. Oh, I have to discard a card, don't I? I'm just going to discard it again. I should pay attention. Okay, Thoughtseize. Non-land card, this is fine. Because they can't take our lands, and that's all that matters right now. I'm assuming they're going to take the Elish Norn. Oh, no, taking the approach. Okay. Faceless Agent, it's a Sliver. Technically. Alright. I mean, I think we just play Elish here? Yeah, I think Elish was the right play there because it just doinks their slivers. Yeah, sorry, opponent. Yeah. Turns out, turn 5 Elish Norn against a tribal deck with a tribe known for being tiny doesn't really do all that great. Well, I think that's a pretty solid demonstration of what we're trying to do here. With what we're trying to do here mostly just be cast big dumb big dumb big dumb things earlier than we should be able to. Never did get to cast as a comma, which is a little frustrating, but we certainly did or set up the ability to do many stupid things with this deck. So if you like doing big dumb big dumb big dumb things, there is a link down below here to this list on Aether Hub, so you can just bring it right in. If you're having fun with doing big dumb things with Jodah, please let me know. If you've got any suggestions, let us know down in the comments. Like and subscribe to see more videos like this and more videos like all kinds of stuff. We put it out every Thursday. We're also over at Twitch, twitch.tv/superliminalfilms every Sunday night. 99% of the time it's Magic. Sometimes it's something else, but it's mostly Magic. And every second Saturday of every month, we're also there on Twitch doing something together. It's been tabletop games, it's been Minecraft, it's been Jackbox, all sorts of stuff over there. So if you like what you're seeing, check that out. We can also be found on Instagram, YouTube, which is where you are right now, and Twitter and Facebook, and anywhere the words superliminal and films or games can be found next to one another. And until then, bye everybody!